Welcome everyone. If you are new here, my name is Bethany. I am a 5th year first grade teacher in California. I'm making these videos because I've received a lot of questions on my Google site. Questions like, how did you create it? How did you organize it? How do you make those buttons? How do you link the things you're linking? This is a part 2 video. I do have a part 1 video where I walk through the basics of the setup. In this video, I plan on diving a little bit deeper. I will be showing you 4 new things. One of the things I'll show you is my family portal page and how to add some links and images on that. I'm also going to show you how to post a slide on your Google site. So adding slides you made like Bitmoji Classroom, Meet the Teacher, and then I'll also show you how to link a page from a slide on your site. I'll show you the custom header I have on my Google site and I'll walk you through how to make that one. And then finally, I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on how to make some of those cute buttons you see that are circular with the imperfect circles around them. On this first part, I'm going to do a pretty basic walkthrough on how to set up a page. I'll be showing you on my family portal. So again, it's just one way you could set up a page, but I thought it would be useful to see how to set up some of the buttons on the top and also how to add some of those links with the images. Before we set up the family portal page, I wanted to show you an example of what mine looks like and what you can do. I have up here ways for families to message and email me, and then I also have some links up here that connect to some of our online learning. I then have these links here that you can see where they lead to. I'm also attaching a student information form that is on Google Forms. And I'm also going to be setting up some meetings virtually with my students one-on-one, and this is through Sign Up Genius. So I'm going to show you simply adding some buttons. This is a quick way to get some buttons on. You can always go back and add the pictures later on, but all you're going to do is you're going to come over here and press Insert and go to Button. First thing I'll add is Email Me. The link you're going to be putting is just your email address, and once you have that in there, it'll take you straight to an email. So I'm not going to insert that just because of my privacy, but you can see here that I have this button. Some other things we can have is a school website. Again, you just type that link in right there and insert. So I'm going to match up and make sure they're the same size, and then you can move it to where you want it. And there's a lot of little measuring tools on here to help you make sure that it's all straight and even. And let's say you have a Google Classroom. Again, you just put that link in there and insert it. I'm going to measure this up and make sure it's the same. The next thing that I have are these round buttons that take you to different things, like an About Me, class info, important documents, things like that. So because I have 4 buttons up there, what I'm going to do is I'll go over here to the different layouts, and you'll see that they already have some of these for you. So that way, when you upload your buttons, if you're putting a picture up there for that, then it's all the same size and you don't have to be sliding things around like I just did. So I'm just going to click this since it's the next thing I'm working on, and then it pops up like that. On mine, I have some text above it. So you can double click and write text. I'm just going to slide this up and write, please review these links. You could change it to be a title and then drag it over so it's nice and big. I added some emojis like the numbers. You can also just go like that. So number 1, please review these links. And then these ones, I just did this image like that. And I dragged this part to the top. So step 2, fill out the student information form. And then I just inserted a picture of what the student information form looks like. You could just screenshot yours and upload it. For this next one, it is the exact same thing, so I would duplicate it. And again, you just slide. Step 3, I'd screenshot the picture of the sign up, and then it's that visual there for them too. I'll dive a little bit deeper into ways you can make the images look like I have them with the computers. It's similar to how I created my header. In this second part, I'm going to show you how to link slides that you've created to your Google site. So many of us have slides like a Bitmoji classroom or an about the teacher slide or even parent information and expectation slides. I'm going to show you how to link that. I'm also going to show you how, if you wanted to, just link one of the pages from your slides on your site. One of the things that I decided to link on my student portal was my Bitmoji classroom. And you'll notice that when you click on it, that it automatically goes to this present mode for my students. This is something that I had to look into because initially when I linked it, I would have the slides on the side, and that really bothered me for my 6-year-olds. So I'm going to show you and kind of break it down on how to get it to a present mode. And I'm also going to show you ways to make sure that when students click around, that it's not skipping to the next slide, because that was something else that was a problem for me when I was getting started. Before we even link it to our Google site, make sure that the slides that are not your home screen have this eye on it with the cross. The way to do that is you right click it and you just click skip slide. Next, you're going to want to make an invisible shield. This invisible shield is just to make sure that, again, if students click around on the slide, that it doesn't move to the next one. So you're going to want to click shape, and you're going to drag a shape across your entire slide. Then you'll want to make sure that it's transparent. And I'm going to link this slide to the slide it's on. So my slide's on slide 2, so I'm going to add link slide 2. Now when students click around, it won't be moving around. It also won't be hitting any of your links. So make sure that you slide this over, and you're going to want to arrange this to where whatever links you have are in the front. All right, so you have your invisible shield on all your slides. You have hidden all the slides that are not your main page. Here's how you post it in presentation mode. So you're going to go to File, and you're going to go Publish to the Web. You're going to just copy the link. Then before this next step, you're going to want to make sure you have an image saved of your Bitmoji classroom so you can upload it to your student portal. All right, here we go. You're going to click the image and you're going to link it to that URL you just got when you published it to the web. Press apply. Now, when students are on this and they click, ta-da! And you really can do that with any of your slides. Next, I will show you how to link just one page from your slides to your Google site. So just like I taught you how to present that Bitmoji classroom, when you're in a present mode, let's go here, and I am able to switch to the next one. So say I want to link Friday, and I moved over to Friday. All you have to do is copy the URL at the top, Control Copy, to click the button I want to link it to, and I already have it linked. Apply. That's it. Next, I'm going to show you how I created my custom header on my Google site. I got a lot of questions and comments on that, so I thought I could just walk you through it. I'll show you how I got some of my images. Keep in mind, you know, some of these are copyrighted and I had to pay for them. I'll show you where I bought them. I'll also show you how you can find some images that are labeled for reuse to go ahead and use when you're making yours. All right, so let's create a custom header. Here's the one that I have in my classroom, and I got a lot of questions about it. It's really not that hard, and I'm happy to show you how to do it. So let's do it. The first thing that I get is I get a background with a laptop on a table or a computer on the table. The place I go to for this is Deposit Photos. If you do not want to pay for an image, you could easily find something on Google that's usable. So let me show you how I do this. Laptop on wooden table. You'll notice if you're looking for a computer screen that is front facing, oftentimes you will get a picture that has a watermark or something like that. A trick around that is by going to Tools, you go to Usage Rights, and you make sure it's labeled for reuse. So now you can find ones that won't have any watermarks and you're free to use them. Once I have an image on PowerPoint, which is what I'm using and have always used to create my buttons and headers, I put the image as big as can be on my screen, and then I'm going to insert a picture of my classroom. And I'm just going to try to make it fit on this white part only. So it takes some cropping and resizing. The next thing I added was I added a little Bitmoji of myself in the corner waving hello, and I added an apple just because I felt like I wanted it to look like a primary classroom. So I'll show you how to do that. I'll start with the apple. You're going to want to find an apple that you can use. So I'm going to go to Tools. I'm going to click Usage Rights, labeled for reuse, and I'll find an apple that works. This one's good. I'll save it. Then you're going to want to go to a website called remove.bg. And this takes all the background off and makes it a transparent image. So I'll upload that. You can see now that my background's gone and it's transparent. So I'll go ahead and download it and save it onto my computer. So I have it downloaded, so I'll go ahead and insert it. All right, so here's my apple. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger so it works with this image. Go. The next thing I'm going to want to add is my Bitmoji. The easiest way to get a Bitmoji onto your header is by downloading the Google Chrome extension. So since I have that extension, I can just go up here in the corner and click this. I'm going to type in words like pose or wave. When I find an image I like, I'm going to right click and copy, and I'm just going to paste into my PowerPoint. All right, the next thing I'm going to add is the header, and I went ahead and used the headers that I have for free because I like the color scheme, and I paste it in. What I did was I cropped out those lines just because I didn't feel like it worked right on this image. So let me show you how I did that. Okay, so I cropped it out. Good. Okay, the last thing is the arrow. Now I found arrows on Teachers Pay Teachers for free. So here's an arrow. All right, and after cropping and reshaping it a bit, here I have it pointing down. So remember, when it comes out like this, do not panic. Just press the uncrop button and you should be good to go. In this last part, we'll get a little bit more creative, and I'm going to show you how I made some of those custom buttons. So I start on PowerPoint, and the first thing I do is I get a shape, and I'm going to do a circle button, and I can fix the size. So it is a perfect circle, 3.5 inches by 3.5 is fine for me. I take out the fill, I go over here to the shape options and I press no fill, and I have it be a solid line. I like to do black because I do a lot of black, white, and rainbows in mine, but keep in mind you can do anything really that you want. Okay, so I'm going to click it, I'm going to copy it, and this is how I make some of those, I guess, the imperfect circles that you see. Okay, so you go to shape format. And I'm going to press this little bendy edit shape, and there's edit points. Here's my tip for this. And I feel almost embarrassed I'm on the spot about it right now. Less is more. I think someone messaged me like, look at my Play-Doh circles. It was so funny because it's true. Like you can do so much, but less is truly more. And I'm laughing at myself right now because I'm on the spot and I'm doing more. So there's my Play-Doh ball. So yeah, edit points, less is more. So with this, I am going to copy it and I'm going to paste it again. I personally like to just turn it around so it's relatively the same shape. Scan over it and I'm going to move it right over that perfect circle. I like to keep the perfect circle. That way I know that things are going to be sized up correctly. There, so I have my imperfect swiggly circle. Now I'm going to add text. So I go to my text box. So I've been doing caps locks information. So I'd slide this over, make it nice and big. Oops, not that big. Okay. And I'm going to paste this here because this is going to be my palette, and I'll show you what I mean by that. This part is really tedious, but after you do it once, then you'll see down here where it says recent colors, it'll save for you and you won't have to do this each time. Okay, so now I have the entire word in the color palette that I want. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this again and paste it. I'm going to go over here to text options, no fill, solid line. You can change how thick you want this. I tend just to go straight over it like this. And then with my little arrows, I do a couple over and down and kind of just see what I can do by making it still readable for families. Now I'm going to get the text box again, and I'm going to write family. This font is called Font Snob. And I like to bold this one again so it's readable. And I'm just going to put it over here like this. You can kind of turn it. Sometimes I like to turn it like this. So family information. And then I think I'm going to use the same over here form. I'm going to highlight the whole thing, copy and paste special as image. And I know there's a shortcut around this, but this is what I know how to do. So forgive me if you know a shortcut, or please teach me. But then I'll say family information button. All right, so that is the end of my part 2 video tutorial for you. If you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. You could message me on Instagram. You could write a comment below. I'm happy to help.